going on, y'all? My name is Adrian, and today is the 13th video of Inspirations Really Cool. In this video series, I highlight one of my favorite artists here on YouTube. We'll watch a video of them making a painting that truly inspired me, and then I'll try to make a version of my own. I'll mostly be staying true to the style and techniques that they use, but I'll be putting my own spin on it. And at the end, we'll do a side-by-side to see how close or how far away I got from the original. Because, as you know, art is subjective, and we all have a unique point of view. Alright, the channel we'll be watching today will be Kim's Art Alchemy. On her YouTube page, she writes, "Art is all about alchemy. You take one thing or several things and turn it into something else completely. I love sharing my experiences and creation with you in the hopes that my art inspires you to become an art alchemist. If you already are an art alchemist, then perhaps you will learn a tip of what to do or not to do, and that it transforms your art. So get out there and make a positive impact. Be an alchemist." Signed, Kim. So as usual, please go check out her page, watch a video or two, leave a like or two, and subscribe. All right, so the reason why I chose Kim today is because Kim's awesome. I mean, point blank period. That's all I really needed to say. All right, let's move on to the next part of the video. Nah, I'm just joking. But seriously, Kim is great. If you're watching this, more than likely you've seen her videos plenty of times before. The first time I think I worked alongside of Kim, well, worked with Kim, was we did this 1000 and below collaboration, and she was one of the people in it, and I really disliked her energy. There's something about the way that she presented herself and the paints that just kind of drew you in. And I think it was during the time when she was doing her branding change of being just an acrylic pour artist to like an alchemist. I think it had something to do with the name being used a bunch, so she wanted to kind of differentiate herself. But something that just drew me to her, like I was saying, was just she has this nice, fun, bubbly, approachable, down-to-earth energy. It reminds me a lot of those teachers that I had growing up. There's one specific one that I'm thinking of. She was my 4th grade teacher, I want to say. And I remember her to this day. Like, she just, you felt love when you walked in her room. You felt accepted. You felt like you were cared for. And you felt like it was okay to make mistakes. I think Kim does a great job of showing her, her successes and sometimes her fails. But then she just kind of goes with the punches. She says, hey, I didn't like this, didn't like that, whatever. And then she does it again. She keeps trying, she keeps working. And that's just very inspirational to me. Also, if you know Kim, which you probably do, you have heard her infectious laugh. I mean, Kim, she has these outbursts in her videos that just like, you can't help but laugh when you hear her laugh. So I'll play a few of those right here.
You just have to, okay? You have to. That's my acrylic pouring coming out. But Christmas is coming. In person, it doesn't look so lopsided, but through the camera, it does. There's no purple, but wow.
You see what I mean? I mean, it's just, it comes from the gut and it's just so authentic and I love it. Before I go on, I'll show you a couple of my favorite of her resin art pieces. There's this one right here, which is the Minions, which who doesn't love the Minions? I thought it was really cool, that it turned out great. I love that she was able to have fun with that. And there's one more that's called Green with Envy, and I guess you can guess why that one's one of my favorites. Recently, she made a blue one that I was like, oh, Corey would love this one. And so, of course, I had to find one that was green. I was like, oh, I'm sure she did green too. And she did. I found it. It was cool. There it is right there. So, like I say, go check her out. So the video we're watching today is called Yin Yang, Hot and Cold, Cells Galore. So this painting is playing on obviously the yin yang of like the opposites, and she's doing hot and cold. So one side is more of your warmer colors, and the other side are your cooler colors. And then she's swiping, I think, with a paper towel with black to create these cells all around it. So it's kind of like a cool, like circular, vortexy coolness. All right, so she's using a round canvas. I'm not sure the exact size. So I have a round canvas right here, and mine has a 14-inch diameter. And so for her colors, for the warm side, she's using a crimson, a lemon yellow, and a magenta. For the cooler side, she's using a cerulean blue, emerald green, and purple. And she's going to swipe all the way around with black paint that's mixed with a little bit of silicone. All right, so for mine, I'm gonna do more yin yang, less hot and cold. So I'm gonna have one side with more darker colors and the other side with lighter colors. So for my darker side, which is yin, I think, I'm gonna be using a, oh, is that something in my eye? That was bothering me this whole time. I was trying to pretend like it wasn't, but it's bothering me. All right, okay. All right, we're back. So for my darker side, my yin side, I'm gonna be using a metallic black right there. Shout out to Corey, he loves him some metallic black. I'm also gonna be using bronze, which I think is so beautiful. I love how that bronze dries. It always has like a cool shift to it. It's very unexpected. And then I'm gonna be using just gray, a nice neutral gray. Right there. And then for my lighter side, I'm going to be using a white, obviously, but this white is a metallic white. Shout out to Corey again. And I'm going to be using 24 karat gold. Ooh, you weren't expecting that, huh? I wasn't either until I did it. So yeah, I'm going to be using that right there. And then to kind of tie those two in together, I'm going to be using this Parchment, which is this nice kind of off-white, almost tan color. And I'm going to swipe with two colors. I'm going to use this metallic black again, which I did mix with silicone. And I'm going to swipe that over the yang side, which is the lighter side. And I'm going to swipe the yin side with the metallic white. That's also mixed with silicone. In my head, this looks really, really good. If it's anything like Kim's painting, I think it will be a success, but guess we won't know until I do it. So per usual, the video will be playing in one of these four corners over here. Cross your fingers for me. Take a deep breath, Adrian, and let's give it a go. Okay. All right, so before we start, I'm gonna turn on these LED lights because I normally have those on and for some reason, I forgot to turn them on today. So there they go. Just pretend like these are on the whole time. Normally I'm a stickler about that stuff, but for some reason I was not today. So we got my canvas, got my paints, got me, got you. Oh, I need gloves. 1 second. All right. Make sure I put these on all the way. If not, Corey gets so annoyed when I just leave them like this. It bothers him so much. I think it's hilarious, but I'll be nice today. I'll put them on all the way. I don't think she preps her canvas anyway. I did mine a little bit. I taped the bottoms off and I sprayed it. I let it dry just so it can tighten up a bit. So all right, Kim, let's see what you got. Okay, so she's starting with her warm side. All right, so she sort of zigzags. And I actually think Kim is painting over an old painting of this. She said she kind of liked it before, but she wasn't completely sold on it. Ooh, I might have done too much. Yeah. Well, no, I want it mostly to be white, so I'm okay with it being this much. I'm okay with it. All right, now she does her yellow. But yeah, she was saying it was one that she kind of liked. Like there were some elements that made her want to keep it, but not enough for her to like hold on to it. So she's painting over it today. And I am all about that reusing canvas. All right, I think I used too much of that. I want it to be mostly white. So I'm just going to do just a little bit of this gold, just a little bit. I actually might just use my swizzle stick to kind of get some accents in there. Yeah, I think that is all I need. Might throw some more white in there too. Okay, her side is like completely covered. So yeah, I'm gonna use this white to fill in these blanks. I'm gonna pause her real quick. Pause. Yeah, so I like the amount of parchment that I have in here. I think the amount of gold is just the right amount. So I'm gonna just fill in this half with this white. That is good enough. All right, what's next, Kim? Okay, looks like she's going with her cooler side, I think. Yes, she's starting with her purple. Ooh, that's a bold choice over there. That's a bold choice. All right, I'm gonna start with my metallic black. I'm gonna do the same thing, mostly have black, and then just accents of the other colors. I always get nervous when I have to like kind of split the canvas like this. Felt like too much, but I'm gonna go with it. All right, she did her, looks like that cerulean was next. I'm gonna do my gray next. I'm gonna do about the same amount of gray that I did with the parchment over here. Maybe a little more, yeah, that's good, that's good. And then I'm gonna drizzle my bronze on there just like I did with my gold. Since these are my two kind of like natural metallics, I want those to be just a nice little kiss on top. Not the stars of the show, but they are in the play. Oh, got a little bronze in my white over there. I'll clean that up in just a bit. Yeah, that feels good, but I think I need more black and or gray to fill in these cracks over here. That's all right. It doesn't quite fill it in, but I think we're going to stretch it in just a second. Let me pause, Kim, and then I'm going to do some repair. All right, good enough. Good enough. Right, gonna pop my air bubbles real quick. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, 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 pop. God, I love K-pop. K-pop is so over the top and so like commercial, but man, I love it. You can ask Corey, man, every day he hears it. All right, what's next, Kim? Okay, she's grabbing her paper towel. And oh, I think we're doing the swipe part next. Oh, okay, she is stretching it a bit. I'll do that. Hold on, I'm gonna get more metallic black to make sure I can touch these sides. So when I stretch these out, they're about even. Because right now there's a lot of white over here and the black's kind of holding on for dear life. So I'm gonna pause, Kim, and I'll be right black. All right, and we're black. Metallic black, that is. Get these edges here so that when I stretch, I don't have to stretch too much. And I think I'm gonna fill in these white cracks a little bit more too. White cracks, that sounds inappropriate. I already like how that parchment is looking next to the white. I feel like this white side blends a little bit better. The black side looks a little bit more stark, at least for now. We'll see. All right, so we're stretching. We're stretching. As you know, I'm obviously a very huge fan of green. Hold on, before I finish that, I'm gonna show you something. Pause, Kim. Look right there and tell me that doesn't look like a little cat with two little eyes. One of his eyes are a little funky, but wow. I can't not see a cat in that right now. Obviously, I'm gonna ruin it eventually, but that's really cool. All right, so like I was saying, I'm a huge fan of Kim. I am a huge fan of Kim. I'm a huge fan of green, but another color combination I really like are the more like monochromatic grayscale. This isn't quite grayscale, but it does tickle that grayscale fancy for me. I'm gonna pause Kim right there, and I'm gonna play with my composition. Real quick. So you see how this side's kind of poking out just a bit? I want this black side to go in. Good. Oh look, it still looks like a cat to me. Actually, it kind of looks like more like an owl right now. All right, so she is dipping her paper towel into her black. She starts from the middle and she just pulls it out to the edge. Okay, she made that look so easy. I've tried the paper towel method before. Didn't quite work out like I wanted it to, but we'll see. Maybe today's the day. So I'm gonna start with my black swipes on my white side. I'm very scared. All right, here we go. Hey, that's kind of nice. So I'm gonna pause Kim right there and I'm gonna catch up. So I like how that looks already. I'm gonna try to keep with this sort of curved like that. Actually, hers are curving the other way. Mine are going the opposite direction. That's fine. Art's subjective, right? So I'm gonna make another little piece of paper towel cut out. We're gonna dip, dip, dip. I put my hands up on your paint. When I dip, you dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your paint. When I dip, you dip, we dip. And then let's get swiping. That's very satisfying. Something about the way the paper just kind of floats on there, it like glides. Now I'm gonna shut up and you'll just see this happen in like 2 times or 4 times speed. All right, so one side's down. It looks like I have, not including the center swipes, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my goal is to get 5 over here. Ooh, I think it just started to rain outside. The combination of the rain, this cool weather, the smell of this paint. Oh, I could die right here. I don't want to, but I could. If I did, I'd be alright with that. If you know what I mean, put it in the comments. Oh, all right, so I noticed since I'm using 2 different colors, these middle swipes need to somehow split the difference. So I'm going to swipe this white halfway over this black swipe and see if we get something cool. Yep, that's pretty cool. I'm okay with that. Yeah, there we go. So Kim was smart and she pre-cut all of her paper towel pieces. As you can see, I'm kind of just doing mine as I go, but next time I think I'll go the Kim route. All right, I'm okay with that. As you can see, it's a little off kilter. This side, the swipes were spread out. This side, they're a little congested, but it's okay. All right, Kim, what's next? So I'm seeing some cells are forming in hers. They look a lot different than mine. I think the difference is that my base colors had metallics in there, like the metallic white, the metallic black, the bronze, the gold. And I think those in general just kind of create these reactions that we normally go for, these cells. So that kind of worked out cool. Right now she's adding more swipes to hers. I think I like the space that I have with mine, so I'm gonna leave it. I don't wanna mess it up. So let's see what she does next. All right, so now she's popping out her bubbles, kind of creating some more cell reactions there. Oh wow, yeah, hers are really forming it. Look at them in the middle. All right, now she's gonna stretch it a bit. Okay, I'll stretch mine as well. Whoa, those cells are crazy. That moment in the middle, wow. All right, y'all, I'm gonna stop there. I think that's the most balance I'll get it without ruining it. All right, so I think that's it for now. Of course, I want to keep fiddling with it. I want to just keep going and stretching, but I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to stop while I'm ahead. I'll show you the difference between mine and Kim's, and I'll tell you what I like about it and what I don't like about it. All right, y'all, so here's it wet right now. So as you can see, it's pretty balanced. It almost has a yin-yang kind of vibe, but then this curve is a little bit extra. There's a little extra dip there too. It works. It works for what it is, but it's not quite what I was going for. All right, so if you look at Kim's, you can see that her yin-yang shape is almost right on. As you can see, she has that line that starts from one side, it curves, meets in the middle, then it curves the other direction and it hits the other side. It's very pleasing to the eye. I do like how, because she used black to swipe throughout all of it, it brings in the two sides of the hot and the cold. It kind of makes them more cohesive in a way. I think mine kind of worked out okay as well. Obviously I swiped with different colors, but I think they look very different, but they look cohesive. They look related. I like the fact that I didn't do as many swipes. I think for this particular look, I like that there's a little bit more negative space here where you can kind of see just the background colors there. On Kim's, she swiped a lot more. However, if you look at her cell reactions, you almost can't tell that she swiped that much because some of those cells are so large and in charge that it shows that background. I really love those big ones in the middle, and the ones on the blue side are probably my favorite. You can see a little bit of that green popping through. All right, but overall, I'm happy with just how these cells kind of came out. As you can see, my webbing is really nice in there, especially in the middle. I think it has something to do with the mix of not only silicone, but the metallic as well. So it's funny, not only are these opposites within themselves, they're almost opposites of each other. If you put mine right next to Kim's right there, they look like they're related, but they have different dads. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I like that. I think this is going to dry very nicely, and I'll show you what that looks like in just 1 second. Okay, here's the final piece, nice and dried. So the first thing I noticed about this is that it looks very symmetrical, which is what I really like. However, if I were to turn it this way, like the way I painted it, it's not that symmetrical. There's a lot more yin to the yang. But when it's like this, I feel like it's nice and balanced. The black really carries the weight. It's very solid at the bottom, and it leaves room for this to flourish at the top. I really love the treatment of the paper towels coming from the middle all the way to the end. I think that has created a nice amount of movement into this. The cell action here is really cool. I didn't realize that just silicone and metallic paint could create something like this. I think I might start doing that more and save some of that Australian Floetrol for special occasions. I'm not the hugest fan with how little shimmer I got. You can see just a bit of that shimmer from the metallic white peeking through, but not a lot from the gold. And the same down here. This metallic black has a nice shine, but oh, there's a little bit from the bronze, a little bit. I think this color palette being more neutral would be more fitting in more areas and more locations. So this one is definitely a keeper. And like I said before, please go check out Kim from Kim's Art Alchemy. She's awesome. If you haven't seen her before, trust me, doing it will be worth your while. And if you have already, hell, go check her out again. I think this one's a winner. And thank you all for watching. And bye.
Adrian, guess what?
Chicken butt. No, seriously. What?
Our website's live. Go to artsreallycool.com.
Yeah, you're lying. Let me check. Oh, you weren't lying.